Aura. A distinctive, intangible, atmospheric vibe or quality surrounding a person, place, or thing. So we start off with these three stooges talking about their absolute hate for this man Sakamoto because he's so nonchalant. Every female within his vicinity just wants his wood, leaving no hoes for anyone else. I mean, fair point, I'd be mad as hell too, which I've only got one thing to say to that. Lock the fucking bruh. Looks maxing exists, and if all else fails, then you can always do it like Cos. And then we cut over to said person and this guy is straight aura farming everything he does. This guy's acting like he's in a Vogue shoot in every scene. Even when this man is kicked out of class, he is farming. So we cut over to class where the three stooges are out here conjuring up a plan to deplete this man Sakamoto of his aura by placing an eraser at the top of the door. So when Sakamoto walks in, he is embarrassed and the hose will finally hop off his wood. Dog, what kind of Looney Tunes goofy plan is this? Like y'all couldn't think of anything better. If anything, this is gonna make the hoes feel bad for bro and they're gonna like him more. So he walks in and the razor starts to fall, but this guy catches it and starts JoJo posing. And is this dude's theme song playing? Where is that music coming from? And then all the girls start dripping wet and singing this man's praises. My dog, all he did was catch an eraser and y'all are losing your minds. And these three are pissed, so they follow him into the bathroom. And as he enters the store, they throw a bucket of water in the store, hoping to embarrass this man. But we see this man Sakamoto bone dry and aura from him again. Where did he get that umbrella? And why is bro sitting like that? Did he not go in there to, I don't know, take a shit or a piss or something of that nature? Why do you just have an umbrella in the bathroom? And why did you whip that out of your inventory to use at that particular time? Nah, bro. I think I'm rooting for the Three Stooges. I get it, this brother is annoying as hell. Like you're telling me this man just breathes and all the girls are surgically attached to this man's wood. When Sakamoto pulls up to class, we see his desk is gone and then the teacher points that out too. Like bro, did nobody see these three throw the desk out? So you're telling me that there were no witnesses, no cameras, no one heard the noise that throwing a whole school desk and chair out of a window would make, and nobody walked past said desk just laid out there like Yamcha and reported it? Okay bro, okay. At this point the whole school must be in on it cause ain't no way. And immediately all the girls start offering this man to sit next to him. But this brother decides, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. And this brother cannot be beat. Like how you gonna harass this man, throw water on him and damage school property, all to take no dubs? You guys moving like Tony Ferguson ever since he got starched by Justin Gaethje, straight owls. Haven't seen a dub since the Last Supper. So these three nincompoops go outside to smoke and they decide to lock in on another plan, but this time it's a little bit different. Let me explain. So Sakamoto is cleaning a desk, then this random bum comes up to him and says the teacher wants to speak to him. When he gets there, he opens the door and he gets yoinked in and tied up. So they tell this man their master plan. They're gonna beat him and strip him naked and send the pictures to everyone at school. Okay, now, when does it stop becoming about trying to get this man to lose aura and actual assault? This the type of shit bro cooks up to get us out the trenches. Hear me out. Nah, I'm good bro, I'm good. This plan is immediately coming with a 5-star wanted level and the Japanese army being deployed. I'm alright, I'm going home. And don't ever come to my house again. So they start taking pictures of Sakamoto and they smell something burning. So it turns out that these fools forgot to put out their cigarettes and it lit the whole pack on fire. And I'ma pause it right here. How does one even manage to do this? Like this amount of tomfoolery takes talent, discipline, dedication and a little hard work. Like y'all can't be this dumb. Y'all are really scraping the bottom of the gene pool with this one. And to make things worse, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what this is, fell and blocked the doorway, trapping them inside. So they decide to use the liquids in the room to put the fire out, but Sakamoto says that if it's the wrong one, they'll end up making it worse. Two things. When the hell did he get out of the restraints and why is this man just sitting there all nonchalantly? Nah, this is actually infuriating. I'm genuinely pissed watching the show. So this guy proceeds to start dancing around the fire like it's some rural African ritual to bless this year's harvest, and these three stooges decide to join in and all that noise attracts the attention from the class below. So the teacher decides to head up and check it out and sees these four dancing around the fire like when cavemen first discovered it and puts it out. Okay, now imagine you're a teacher, an educator, an example to the youth, and you see 4 of your students committing arson and dancing around a fire like cavemen. How would you react? So Sakamoto says he was teaching the Three Stooges how to use a Bunsen burner and takes full responsibility for the fire breaking out. So the teacher says, that's good and all, but I'ma still have to write you up. Ah, very well then. Now, I shall be off. Ta-ta. Tell me this guy didn't just aura farm getting disciplined. So because of this, these three stooges start believing in the hype and saying he's actually a cool dude. So we cut over to another day and it's pissing rain and the sign comes out of nowhere and smacks this bird. So this brother decides to go try on mode and chases the bird down, jumping into a river and using the debris as a platform, hopping from one to another, and then he uses his umbrella like he's Mary Poppins and flies up into the air, saving the bird. And right on cue, as if it was written in the stars, the skies immediately open up for this man. Nah, even the weather is on this man's side. What the hell, bro? So we cut over to the next day where this blonde dude is telling the girls about his fashion, trying to get his popsicle wet, but they don't give a damn. And then another girl comes running into the room and asked if anyone had seen today's newspaper, and they had to, no joke, whip out a magnifying glass to see this man Sakamoto, and the girls start dripping again and singing his praises. Nah, if I was in that school, I'd be pissed from having to swim to class every time. It's getting ridiculous. So Blondie gets pissed because the hoes want absolutely nothing to do with him, and that hurts his fragile ego. So late in class, Sakamoto stands up to answer a question, and getting it right because of course he does, and as he starts to sit down, Blondie pulls the chair out from under him, but this man Sakamoto sits down with no chair. Nah, is this guy serious? He's sitting down with no chair, dog, this is illegal. In jump, Blondie tries to hit Sakamoto with the dodgeballs, but every time he throws, Sakamoto just dodges it and does it with flair too, ensuring that his aura remains intact as tears are running down every single girl's legs yet again. So as Blondie goes to take a sip of water, he gets sprayed, drenching his face in water. So he peeps Sakamoto is headed to the water fountain too and yanks the out of order sign off. As Sakamoto steps up to take a sip, he starts posing under the water and straight hitting model level poses. Like, now what the fuck, do you just happen to head to water fountains and start posing with some shit? Because how do you even think of this? And the hoes start dripping again. Nah, I'm done with this shit. I'm going back to JJK. So we get over to class and everyone's studying, paying attention, being model students as a bee flies into the room, and Blondie decides he's going to claim some aura too by killing it as all the girls run out, and this old ass teacher tells everyone to take their clothes off as bees are attracted to dark clothing. So all the dudes listen and start stripping down to the underwear, except Blondie, who's determined to kill this bee to reclaim some aura, cause Lord knows he's in desperate need of it. So as the bee charges at him, this brother folds immediately and strips down to his underwear in the fetal position. I can't lie, head down, buns in the air is crazy. So we see that Sakamoto hasn't reacted at all, he's just sitting there reading his book. So Blondie creeps up and raises a magazine to whack the bee sitting on Sakamoto's head. But Sakamoto dodges and Blondie falls on his ass as the bee starts flying towards him. And can we just pause right here? Dog, what is that build? This dude is built like a big stepper. He definitely ate and left no crumbs. Big back entertainment right here. Anyway, just before the bee stings Blondie, this dude Sakamoto catches the bee mid-air, and then he tells Blondie to shut the hell up as he's trying to focus. Then the bee hits a lane switch and starts to fly at Sakamoto, but this dude parries it and proceeds to sword fight a bee. Nah dog, I'm going home, I'm done. So he whacks the sting off and catches the bee with a compass and throws him out the window. So the next day, the teacher that is responsible for closing the gate is waiting, and he's trying to close the gate as quickly as possible, so there is no way that this man Sakamoto makes it to class and he is forced to lose aura. Damn, even the teacher is sick of this man Sakamoto. I mean, fair enough, shit, I'd be sick of this dude too. So we see Sakamoto running with a bamboo stick, and he realizes Sakamoto plans to pole vault over the gate. So he tries to stop him, but Sakamoto plants the bamboo into the ground and walks through the gate that this dumbass forgot to close because he was too busy spawn camping the other side. And this dude Sakamoto says, sorry teach, I just thought at the front of our amazing school was lacking some livelihood, so I decided to spruce things up a bit by planting a bamboo stick. So we get over to this man just dead following Sakamoto around, trying to catch this man doing even the tiniest thing wrong. He dead as much punishes dude Sakamoto for forgetting to put the toilet seat down. So he sees Sakamoto going around the corner and sees smoke coming from said corner. Seeing this, he takes this opportunity to catch this man Sakamoto red-handed, but this dude Sakamoto is blowing bubbles while still aura farming. Dog, there are no hugs around, only dudes. This has to be gay on some levels, right? Right? So while everyone is cleaning, he tells these two to stop playing with the brooms and get back to work or you're fired. And he looks over and sees Sakamoto doing the exact same thing until he looks closer and he sees Sakamoto actually dusting the ceiling whilst aura farming just for good measure. So we cut over to class where this dude is teaching, but more importantly trying to figure out a way to destroy the Sakamoto hype train. Soldier, I salute you. So he finally gets his chance as he catches Sakamoto eating in class, and get This connects him eating class to being a pervert. Now, who let bro cook? The stove is off. So Sakamoto gets sent to the hall and the teacher is cheesing it right now, barely able to contain his excitement at the fact that he got Sakamoto in trouble. Even the class can't believe what they're seeing. So teacher dude goes to check on Sakamoto only to see this man taking care of an injured bird. So it turns out that this man Sakamoto got into trouble to be sent to the war to save an injured bird. So this man starts crying, saying that Sakamoto is actually a great guy for letting him paint him as a perv to save a bird. So the next day he decides to let Sakamoto through the gate, but this man still has to find a way to bleed this universe of whatever order it still has left and slides right through the teacher's legs. So we cut over to another day where Sakamoto is going to tutor one of his friends, and this brother's mom, upon seeing this man, decides to lock in on some devious shit. And when her son gets sick, she steals his clothes and impersonates him at school, all to get a glance at this man Sakamoto. Now I'm done with the show. Y'all have a good one and lock this well up with Diddy, cause now that's actually a felony, like deadass.